Give me 1 second till I make sure the streaming, everything goes well. And we are announcing a free webinar coming soon, and also a bit of talk about contract release. Let me see the video first. On YouTube we are on Facebook waiting the preview. Let's see. I see. I hope that we can go live right now. Let me see. I'm going live right now. Bless you. All right. Heart greeting, everyone. We are starting. Mathilde. Someone came to our villa. Hello. I'm doing video. Hello. Come again. Heart greeting, everyone. It's a bit important message, and we are introducing a free webinar, private webinar, on our platform, our private platform. The topic is a bit sensitive, that's why it's private. We'll start these kind of webinars to train and prepare for the Ascension project, for people of identify or realize and they resonate with the word of light worker, the bringer of the light on earth, the channeler, the healer, people who's committed to their spiritual awakening. Right now it's important to extend our remembering, extend our consciousness through remembering, through working, through releasing old programming and stepping up. So that's what will be the topic about this private webinar, and today's topic also. I'll talk a little bit about releasing and a little about consciousness cycle, galactic history. Let me see how's the sound, and let me share a bit. And also, so I will share here. I'm going to do another video tonight also for the people who's not available in this time, but I felt a strong calling to start putting the word out about releasing the old contract. I've done that before. Many people have done the release of the old contract, but from time to time, the other consciousness, or who likes to control, who likes to keep the lower frequency, they empower the agreement, and we buy into it from time to time. So every time, now and then, we need to make sure that we are fully not bought into the lower frequency again. Even if you've done the release of the contract or release of the old agreement, you can keep doing them, repeat them till fully clear all what's left in your residue of your aura. Or if it's first time, then you have to start immediately on it. That's why I felt the calling, because now the time split is becoming stronger. And let me share one more time with some, I'll share here, also I'll share here. All right, I guess we are ready. So the title is an important message on release old contract, a bit of energy update, and quick intro about the intensive Ascension day that we are going to plan and work on and activate on 10th March, the coming 10th March. Full, powerful energy practice, spiritual release, activation. We've been receiving a lot of calling, a lot of channeling from many higher consciousness and guidance and beings, ascended master like Master Jesus, Sananda, Saint Germain, beings from the earth consciousness, wind, crystalline. They work on crystallining the energy on the high density, high consciousness. Some technical star families like Felin, Lion, Lyrian, Sirius being, who's more into activating the 9th and 10th gate and activating the light body, the diamond, especially the diamond code that's coming strongly recently because it's needed. part of the remembering of our consciousness cycle and part of clearing out and activating our life and manifesting our higher potential is to expand our consciousness and remember that in many occasions we agreed on many fears-based programming through many ways. Some of them we know, media, advertising, news, wars. Some of them are subconscious, being taught to us, fed in many, many ways. So we need to talk about those. It's a bit more sensitive, that's why I'm not going to announce them all here in the video. I'm going to go through them more into the private webinar, but I'm calling for you guys to register. There is a link if you want to RSVP for this free webinar that I'm planning to do on Wednesday, 8 p.m., 1 hour and a half. We'll talk about many things. We'll talk about galactic history. We'll talk about consciousness cycle, densities, and we'll practice the contract release, the agreement release. But it is somehow, many of them are contracts. We actually, on the soul level, on the consciousness level, have done those contracts for many reasons. I'll explain those reasons why. It's part of our maturity, it's part of our learning. And fortunately or unfortunately, it's whatever you would like to see it, as growth, as remembering. If we don't remember even partially that we have agreed or certain lower frequency programming, if you don't feel it, I'm sure you're feeling it. Even especially recently, you can see the energy, feel the energy that with all the light work, all the expansion that's happening, still some control available that's still spreading negativity and fears and so on. And a lot of people still buying into it. Why they are buying into it? Because in their subconscious, in their programming, they have full agreement on those contracts. They are oblivion of that idea, of that remembering, and they are in autopilot reflection or reaction toward those agreements, and you need to release them. Fear-based, you have to announce, you have to call for the soul. We call it soul court equity. We're going to call the platform, we're going to call the guides, we're going to call ascended masters, we're going to call the earth ancestors. I'll explain those in more details in the webinar. I will put a declaration of clearing. I release all the voids of the lower frequency. I call only love and light. And I will mention more details about the media. We agree on the media, we agree on the fears, we agree on survival, we agreed on many lower frequency fear-based segregation, not based on love. Anything in your reality that you think that you are bound into, you have no choice, that's based on fear, that's based on control, you are experiencing this because you agreed on the consciousness level, on the soul level as a contract, consciously or subconsciously, in many ways, through many levels on society. I'll explain many details of density, how we agree on those and how they empower it through geometric shape, through programming, through news, through many things, through locking frequency metrics, they lock the metrics. You need to know, you need to be aware about it. Even if you are not aware on full details, it doesn't matter, but you need to know that if you look at your life and you still some of the things that reflect on your reality seems like you have no control over it, and you are bound into it, and you are in survival mode or fear-based mode or lower frequency keep coming, and no matter how you do good, the reflection is not happening. That means part of your subconscious frequency, not only subconscious, there is many layers. I'll explain those in the energy levels, in the environment, in your thought process, on the soul level, on the consciousness. You agreed, and some part of we are afraid to remember it because of the trauma, because of the intensity. If you remember that this is what you've done, this is what you agreed on it, and you bought into it, we collectively bought into it. Now I will explain why we've done that. Of course, the I am presence, we have all the guidance, they agreed on that for us to step up and get our power back and learn as much as we can. And there is something called the unity consciousness learning, embodiment of the I am presence and forgiveness, to forgive whatever those lower frequency, yet not to agree on them. So there is a very powerful strength, maturity for the soul here. This is part of something, if you want to go further with that, something called Lucifer experiment. If everyone knows about Lucifer, it presents the devil and many other understanding. I'll explain those experiment, and it started as just an experiment to witness the strength of separating from the source and coming back into unity consciousness. And all the many consciousness souls and group souls agreed on that experiment because they felt a great depth and learning and strength through it. But they didn't know how far it can go, I would say wrong, or depth, or far in forgottenness. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. It just went so far into forgottenness that many beings, many consciousness, visitor consciousness, star seed, awakened soul, light workers start coming, doing all the work. That's what you see. It's spirituality booming. Still need more, because you need to reach the next level now. Now that you felt everything, now that you know, now that your awareness expanded, you have to remember those agreements that's still hidden somewhere in your frequency, many layers of your frequency, and you need to declare, now I remember, I've done all the work, I've done all the learning, time to release them. So that will be the work. It's very powerful work. It's not for anyone, I would say, because it will have a little bit of shocking information about the galactic history, galactic war, many those understanding that is part of our consciousness, of our growth. But we are at the end of the cycle, we are at Ascension. If you want to speed up your Ascension, that's what our guides was telling us. We need to start the Ascension project, and we haven't started yet. We're still just preparing, because the vortex here, I would say other vortexes, maybe other places, are better than here. We are handful people here, handful, very few, when I check the energy, who's working on the vortex, working on awakening people, working on those depths information. And we somehow, from time to time, we feel like we are clapping alone. So I need to call you guys, because you remember, you will know. All right, this is a very quick, short video. If you are tuned to this, and after those many, I'm going to do quick, many free webinars, 1 hour and 1 hour and a half at 8 p.m. Dubai timing. The link is there. Please post your name. Just mention, it will be private, everything will be private. Put your email, put your agreement, put your, okay, I want to hear, I'm ready to awaken myself. And join us on Wednesday. I'm going to do another video today and tomorrow. I'm going to do a couple of videos till we get the message across. Please share this message for sincere people that you know. You can share it through Messenger, you can share it through WhatsApp if it's private, if you don't want someone to know that kind of this, because it's very sensitive information, a bit of shocking for other people of the consciousness level, releasing. Some people, they still have fears about that. We know, and our guys and Earth came and was like, with all this work, still not enough, because of the lot of trauma and dramatic shocking when those information will be revealed. And it starts revealing. If you're doing your homework, you will know that a lot of high consciousness, I would say, or not high consciousness, a lot of strong, powerful families, consciousness, organizations. They know about everything. They know about the consciousness journey, and they are taking control of all this because of our fears. They know our fears, and they will keep taking the control. There is a lot of documentary talking about this, a lot of conspiracy theorists, but I'm talking about the energy level, I'm talking about the spiritual level, I'm talking about calling the galactic policemen, the angelic realms, according to the free will. If we don't announce the release, we will stay in the sleepness. You need to remember and announce, I'm releasing. I'm calling all the high frequency, I'm calling the angelic realm, I'm calling my higher self, I'm calling the I am present divine, I release them. If you didn't reach to that extent, that means you haven't known that there is something you need to release, and then you're still bound, part of that an agreement, to continue the forgottenness and being harvested as energy. They've been harvest your energy through your forgottenness and fears and forgottenness and yes, despair and those kind of things. All right, and this will be more preparation of the intensive work that we are doing. We extended the early bird. If you are joining us for the Ascension Intensive, a lot of beings will join to activate the light body. It will be a full spiritual boot camp, one day, 10th of March. The link will be also available there. I have to add it. I forgot to add it. I will add it now. Join us. The early bird is still available till tomorrow. If you have any issue with the finance, send us a message, private message. If you want to join online also, we'll do 2 sessions, 2 hours by 2 hours. We need to initiate the Ascension project. We need to initiate the remembering. We need to initiate right now, bringing the energy to the vortex and lifting up. It's not about one hand. Otherwise, I will continue working on my ascension and I leave the planet. Simply, that's what many ascended masters have done. Of course, they came back to help, but they always ask about embodiment, about people to anchor the energy here and working together. Otherwise, it's an extended, slow work, I would say, in that sense. Everything's possible. It's up to us. So we're calling you, see the details of this intensive. The intensive will be super powerful. It requires fasting. It requires preparation. I'm going to channel many guidance. We're going to connect with your own guidance and your own higher self and receive messages and very powerful work and activations needed right now. The energy been dropping for a while if you sense it. Much love to you. I'm going to do another video shortly tonight and tomorrow. I'll keep focusing on these videos right now for the release, because if you can see also Facebook and YouTube, I've seen it recently, the view dropping very rapidly, and every time they are sending for all those people working on a very specific ascension and high energy, they're sending them non-supportive from the platform. Like, for example, many people, I've done some interview with them, dropping in their algorithm as spam, because what we are doing, we are collapsing their fear-based profit by taking power. So it's not their interest in that sense. So they will be more promoting nonsense, fun, not necessarily fun is good, nonsense, destructive advertising and videos. And you can see all the nonsense, destructive videos, booming, fantastic, because it's part of the programming. Also, I'll talk about this. We've been automatically drawn to a junk food, junk ideas, part of the programming also. The moment you start releasing these, you will lose your craving to junk and lower frequency, and that's what I've done. Many being and many ascended masters always ask us. All right, much love to you. Share if resonate with this idea, so we can join the free private webinar live stream on Wednesday. Share it privately if you want. Put your name in the Google Sheet form. It will be private. We're going to work on this. I'm going to give you all the details. I'm going to open up and tell you about the whole shocking ideas. Some of them are just fine, but still shocking because we are in forgottenness for a long time. We need to remember, so we can take our power back, we can take our consciousness, we expand our consciousness, connect with all our guides, and drop the feeling, those feeling of lower frequency that whatever you do is still not working. There is the light still not spreading, because we agreed on also not to shine, and we are agreed on staying under the fears of not to be remembered, not to remember, because it's fearful in a certain way, and we agreed on it. I will explain why we agreed on it also. They put us in certain, our consciousness when it's want to join the earth and the experience, and the whole idea about Lucifer experience. Once you understand the Lucifer experience, you understand why we agreed on it and what was the strengths. We thought that it will be beneficial, and it was for a while, and then it becomes so destructive. And that's what happened, and you can see it. It's very clear. So join us, much love to you, and I will put the link for the intensive one day if you're joining either online we'll make special 2 hours and by 2 hours because the intensive will be full day. Or here in the villa, some people already joined and we're still opening for the early bird. If you have some financial issue, send us a message. We are calling for all the light worker, grid programmers, if you resonate with us, Starseed, Awaken Souls, Ascension guides, and way shower for yourself and for others to shift your timelines. It's a matrix. We need to shift the timelines. It's not about changing the matrix. You'll never change the matrix because all the possibility always available. You have to shift. And the moment you start understanding how the mechanics works through the consciousness, through all this energy work, then we are on the track. Much love to you. Thank you. Join. Put your name in the forum. Share with others if you resonate with what we are sharing. Privately, send us messages. Talk to us. We are here to do the work. Otherwise, I would be working on my ascension, leave the planet, and done. Which many people feel that in a certain way. But we are doing it together as anchoring the unity consciousness, the Christ consciousness here on earth. Much love to you, from heart to heart to you.